Hey there, Kenneth French of Vast Voice, telling business secrets to entrepreneurs. We're very, very happy you stopped by. Either you're going to watch this or listen to this because you want to take your business to the next level. You're probably an entrepreneur who's either just starting out or you've been around for quite a while and you want to take your business to the next level. You're probably a real estate investor, maybe even a real estate agent, maybe a professional or of some sort, professional advisor of some sort. And well, you are stopping by because you need some valuable advice from one of the top industry leaders there is. Anyway, thank you very much. Once again, Kenneth French, Vast Voice, telling business secrets to entrepreneurs. Really glad you stopped by. Lily Faulkner, let's talk about registered agents. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Sounds kind of weird. We're not talking about federal agents. We're talking about registered agents. I don't know why. Anyway,
definitely a clear distinction to have to make here to our audience.
It's kind of funny. A lot of these solopreneurs are calling in and asking, what is it that you guys are doing for, clients who are setting up an entity out of state and they need an address, to receive service. Well, one thing you do is, a service we provide is called registered agent. We're a commercial registered agent in every single state. So as an example, if someone sets up an LLC, let's say they live in Washington State and they want to invest in a property in Florida. Well, they have to have a contact there. And well, we're the contact there. We have the address, we have the means to help them. So if they're getting sued or they're getting mail, depending on the mail, well, we're the address of choice. We forward it to them and it's a $300 annual fee. It's almost nothing really in the whole scheme of things.
What would happen if you don't have a registered agent and you need one and the government finds out about it? Are there penalties involved?
Look at you.
Someone trying to serve you and then they can't?
And you haven't even been prepped. That's exactly right. By the way, I'm Kenneth French with vastsolutionsgroup.com. I should probably mention that. Yeah. So let's just say, as an example, again, you have Washington State setting up an entity in Florida, right? And let's say you don't have a registered agent. Well, let's say someone finds out, as an example, they could do what's called piercing the corporate veil. They could find out you don't have an operating registered agent in that state, in that case, Florida. So they can go after all your assets. They can try to sue you for all your assets. If you don't have a registered agent even for one day, that could be the case. So it's really an asset protection scheme or strategy to make sure that you're not going to get sued. It's a big deal. People don't realize, it's funny, for whatever, $300, depending on the circumstance, $300 a year, it's worth it. It's worth the peace of mind to have a registered agent that's operating on a go forward basis. So you're making sure that you're not getting sued. It's a big deal. And luckily that's one of the things we do here at vastsolutionsgroup.com.
Well, I mean, you have to, one, and if you think you can ignore this requirement, those are the legal ramifications. If for those of you that are saying, well, what are the odds they're going to find out? Well, do you really want to take that chance and take the dice on the odds? Of course not. So what do you say to those that think that they can do it themselves instead of use someone like vastsolutionsgroup.com who is knowledgeable in the field and knows what to do and knows the forms that need to be completed and the state requirements and knows how to keep you in compliance? What do you say to those people who are like, I can do this. I can go register myself?
Well, it doesn't work like that because you have to have someone in another state. Well, even if Uncle Betty is in that state, she's got to be open from 8 to 5. That's law. Right. So it doesn't quite work like that. Right. You have to make sure it's a business that's for sure going to afford your services, who's registered. We're a registered business. We know what we're doing when it comes to that. Plus, by the way, it helps to have an attorney who's on your side, because if an attorney is on your side, they have client attorney privilege. So it makes it a little bit harder to find you. By the way, this is all legal. By the way, it makes it a little bit harder to find you, which means it might be harder to sue you as a result, because that client attorney privilege. That's a big deal if you really think about it. By the way, I'm going to make another comment. So it's not that, so think of it in this, everyone who's a real estate investor, everyone thinks they're loaded, right? So when people are living, let's say in your apartment building that you own, in this case in Florida, right? Let's say all of a sudden there's a slip and fall. Well, wait a minute. Who do I want to sue? Oh, I want to sue the owner of my building because they're rich, right? They own a huge building, right?
That's the assumption.
Yeah, I know. It sounds good, right? But at the same time, wait a minute. Let's say they find out that the registered agent, they don't have a registered agent, or an Uncle Betty is the registered agent, right? Well, wait a minute. That's an easier lawsuit because they're not running it as a true business. This is a true business here at vastsolutionsgroup.com. Well, then what do? Remember, because they can pierce the corporate veil pretty easily, then they go over and sue, let's say it's someone who owns the property that lives in Washington State, right? And let's just say they are, trying to do the registered agent. They're not doing a good job. They might be able to go after all their assets. Do you want that? Do you want that as a business owner to work for 20 years, gathering all a huge portfolio just to lose because you don't have a registered agent that you're afraid to pay $300 a year? It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't at all. So I need a registered agent. How do I get a hold of you, and what's the first step to get that going?
Yeah, vastsolutionsgroup.com. Go to the website, or they can email us at info@vastsolutionsgroup.com, and we can help up. We could set up, through our legal partner at vastassetdefense.com, we can set up the LLC, and we could set up the registered agent process, and we could renew the registered agent process. And we can even help you if you haven't done your registered agent correctly. We can even kind of go backwards, at least to a certain extent, and help you get things in order. Because, by the way, not only is it bad going backwards, but also going forwards as far as a registered agent. Because, again, people will look for registered agent. They will look for gaps in your registered agent, and there's ways to a certain extent to help take care of that.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. Hope everybody got great information out of this Vastcast podcast. Can't use the words today. Haven't had enough coffee. Point is, get a registered agent. Don't think you can pass on it, and contact us to do so.
Sounds awesome. I really appreciate you guys.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.